Now the first thing I want all of you to understand here is the dashboard. See, this dashboard is not for configuration. This dashboard is for answering one question very quickly. Let's take an example. Is my storage healthy and is it behaving as expected right now? Okay, so that's the question. So everything you see here that helps you to answer that question. So let me start with that top left, whereas you can see overall performance, right? Let's imagine you have a customer call and the customer says my application was very slow between 10:40 and 11:15 time period. Okay, so this is the first graph. You look at the dashboard here, right? So what you are seeing here is like IOPS on the left axis and bandwidth Gbps per second on the right axis, and then time on the x-axis. Okay, now look at the pattern. You can clearly see some burst of IOPS around the time period 10:40 to 10:50. Then it drops again. It spikes around 11:25 onwards. As a support engineer or administrator, your thinking should be like, is there any backup job which is running at the back end during that time period? Okay, or else you need to check, is there any VM powered on storm? Like, during the business hours, if a lot of VDA users are getting logged in, at that time of, like bulk VDA power on VMs will be there. Okay, so we need to check from that perspective, is there a VM power on storm? Then is there a database batch job which is running during that time period? Because this is a peak hours, right? Peak business hours. Then you need to check from this perspective. See, normally this PowerFlex is designed to handle spikes. So spikes alone here are not a problem. The real question is, did latency also increase during those spikes? So in production support, we always look at overall performance and latency together, because high IOPS without high latency means storage is doing its job correctly. Okay. So now from real-time perspective, okay, normally customers will panic when they see high IOPS in this performance graph. Okay, but as a storage engineer, we need to stay calm if the latency is normal. So if you want to conclude, performance plus latency together tells the exact problem. So we cannot conclude only with overall performance IOPS usage. Now let's move our eyes to the top of that right, whereas you can find latency, right? This is one of the most important graphs we use in production support to confirm whether storage is actually causing slowness or not. You can even say on a call, let me quickly check storage latency to confirm if storage problem is involved here. Okay, here you can see read latency, write latency, and then total latency. These are the three metrics which we need to analyze here. All this latency are measured in milliseconds. Okay, so this is very important for real-time support. Okay, let me give you some examples. If PowerFlex latency is less than 1 milliseconds, then the storage is doing an excellent job here. If it is 1 to 2 milliseconds, then it's a normal healthy state. Okay, so greater than 5 milliseconds, we need to start asking questions like from where the latency is coming here. Okay, and if it is greater than 10 milliseconds, then as per our alerts which we configured, we'll be getting incidents in the production support stating that the latency of storage is higher. So in this dashboard here you can see Even during that busy window time period, latency is around 1 to 2 milliseconds. So if a customer says storage is slow, we can confidently respond back to them that latency is stable and healthy. Okay, so we can tell the customer we need to check compute application or network during that time period. Okay, so normally this kind of calls will happen in the production support. Application team says that storage is slow. Virtualization team says disk looks busy. As a storage engineer, we does not argue to them. Instead, we need to show the data. Here we have the latency number, right? Then we have the performance graphs here, and also we have the health status which is displaying in the dashboard. Okay, as a storage engineer, provide storage health using metrics and facts to the respective team, and don't provide informations on assumptions in the production support. This will help you to to avoid escalations. Okay, so next we'll move to usable capacity. So in the usable capacity, it tells you total usable capacity. It's around 7.85 terabyte, right? So this is what the total usable capacity. But the actual usage here is just 1%, and almost 7.81 terabyte is free. This clearly indicates the system is underutilized. Now let me give you a real support scenario. So the customer says, can we create more volumes on this storage? Yes, we can confidently say you can create more storage volumes. Okay, so here capacity is not a constraint at all, because you'll see physical net used is 31.19 GB, system usage is 11.22 GB. So system usage means like normally it will be using some storage space for metadata, then protection overhead, and for some internal configuration. This is normal and expected in most of the storage devices. Next we'll move to data savings. Okay, so here data savings, most of the people will get confused. See here,